What's good, everybody? I'm back. Flawless Fantasy Football. Anthony here. And we're going through. We finally freaking made it. We're here with wide receiver threes. That means the third group of 12. 25 through 36, the expert consensus. This is my synopsis, my take on each one of these people, these players, to give them the green designation, which is an all-go for Flawless Fantasy, and for the yellow, meaning there is a path for greatness, but they also can do bad. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I give them a yellow, but so I kind of semi-endorse them, not fully. You know, so if you want to go in, go ahead, but fully, try to stick with the greens as much as possible. And red, meaning it's a no-go. Okay, that we don't ride with those fools around here in the Flawless Fantasy Football community. Again, this is half point PPR, and this is pretty much the consensus experts 25 through 36 rank. We might try to do the 37 through 48 rank, within this video at the end. I'm gonna try to condense it so it'll be too long, because guess what? After this, I'm dropping those Flawless Fantasy Football rankings. Because that's what y'all been waiting for, those rankings. Because I'm primarily doing this to put receipts out there. This is not about the toot my own horn, because through my fantasy greatness for the last 25 years, playing in an 8-man touchdown only league back in the day in Okinawa, Japan, I made some bonehead picks. I made some mistakes, but I also made some great plays as well, some great picks. And I've learned, so I kept my ear to the wall and to the streets to see what's happening out there in these fantasy football streets. So I'll be able to let y'all know what's going on and be, I see the community. Well, maybe the YouTubers out there that got the big platforms and a lot of subscribers, and granted, they know what they're talking about to a degree. But a lot of times they be just as boneheadish too. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I'm making this channel, to put receipts out there so I can show my rankings, my input is better than the experts in the consensus. So then when I show that, people can't refute that, because I should have started last year, because I had hella hits, and I didn't have the receipts for them. But guess what? You can't change these YouTube timestamps, okay? All right, so this is the last video before I start hitting them rankings. So we all excited about that. I know people been hitting me up, asking me about the rankings. So we're going to drop the rankings this weekend. I don't know what order, QB, running back, or wide receiver, and tight ends, but we're going to get to them, all right? So the first thing we're going to do is going to start with Kenny Gallagher. Kenny Gallagher, he was the big acquisition. He was like the first wide receiver that was picked up off free agency or traded or whatever. First one acquired in the offseason. And he comes from Detroit. He's now in the Giants. He has Daniel Jones throwing him the rock. Listen, I like Kenny Gallagher. He's an exceptional talent. They paid him that major bag alert, crazy. So they want to get the juice out of him, So, but I feel they got a lot of weapons over there. I don't like, the tight end Ingram, but they got Shepard, and they got the one young guy that they drafted. It's just, they got a lot of weapons, and I don't trust all that. The thing I do like about it is they're going to be negative game scripts, so they're going to be losing a lot. Sorry, Giants fans, but I do believe Kenny Gallagher is going to be a very touchdown dependent. I don't think he's going to get a lot of catches. That has never been his MO. But I can see him scoring 8-9 TDs. I don't know about 10. It kind of feel like that Stephon Diggs situation where he got sent to another team and he did great and he helped the quarterback. Only difference is there are a lot more weapons in Giants than it was in Buffalo. So Diggs got all the alpha juice. But I would give Kenny Gallagher a yellow. I like the pick. And if you go with some of these people that I'm giving the yellow, the mid-range, approval to, just don't try to pick all yellows. Try to pick some greens as well. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So majority greens, actually. Okay, let's move to Javon Chase. Stud rookie. Just got drafted by the Bengals. First round. long story short, I believe Joe Burrow, the quarterback there, he's like I said before, he had those lower body extremities just coming off that major injuries from those tendons and ligaments last year, and he's still jittery and not comfortable. And word was that Jamar Chase is, because he took a year off last year as well, so and he didn't play any football, so this is officially his rookie year. And reports have been said that he actually looks like he missed the year, which isn't good. So I'm going to go ahead and give him it's really tough. But you know what? The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to say, I want to give him a yellow. Part of me want to give him a yellow. Part of me want to give him a red. There are 3 mouths to feed over there. There's Jamar Chase, and there's Tyler Boyd, and Higgins. There's 3 mouths to feed. And I'm just not certain that he'll return that mid wide receiver 2 range. And I'm just not going to stay off a first year guy. I'm going to go red. Do not pick Jamar Chase. I know a lot of people a lot of people not going to like that because he's such. I might miss that. He might turn out to be a yellow. But I just don't endorse picking him. You know, I'm not going to have y'all swinging and missing. I just don't feel he's safe. And if the quarterback goes down, which can easily happen, you know, because Joe Burrow's hurt, and the quarterback goes back down, none of these wide receivers have any value. None of them. Because some scrub coming in. Okay, let's go to Odell Beckham Jr. Not going to waste your time. Odell Beckham hasn't been anything since he left the Giants, okay? Eli Manning is not throwing him the rock anymore, okay? Mayfield's throwing him the rock now. And guess what? He's not even number 1 receiver on his team. Let this be a lesson to you. The consensus experts still have him ranked above Jarvis Landry, and Jarvis Landry has outperformed him both years since he's been there. Listen, people just, the only thing they see is this. Oh, the catch against the Giants. Oh, what a catch. That's Odell Beckham. Know what else is Odell Beckham? This damn red. They was telling this dude, pick him in the first round, bust. Pick him in the second round, bust. Pick him in the third, fourth, bust. You know what? Just to make sure you understand, I'm going to give you another piece of red right here. You're getting thumped upside the head if you pick Odell. People say, oh, but he's great value. You could get him in the 6th round, the 8th round. I don't give a damn if he dropped to 11th round. Don't draft Odell Beckham Jr., okay? He might have 2 good games this year. The rest of them going to be pedestrian. He's going to completely freaking bust. That's a running team. Do not draft Odell Beckham. Don't make me jump through this damn screen. Too big for all that. Number 28, Chase Claypool. Tell you straight up, I love Chase. I always call him Chase Claypool. I don't know. I guess that cluck keep coming out. I love Chase. He scored 11 TDs as a rookie. He's the playmaker on that team. He's going to have a higher snap share this year. And secret little nugget. He's a guy I think can finish as a low-end RB1, wide receiver 1. Definitely high-end wide receiver 2. Finishing that 8 to 14 range. He gets a big green. I love me some Claypool. He scored 11 TDs last year with more opportunity, more yards, more catches this year. He get another 11, which is easily possible. Yes, Deontay Johnson to get the most targets, but Deontay Johnson is glass. He drops passes. He likes to get benched there once in a while. So, yeah, he's the man. Y'all saw that preseason game. We caught that 44-yard ball. Then they tried to run a play for him. He runs the ball. Yeah. Chase. I'm trying to tell you, he's going to be a beast. Courtland Sutton. I don't have a strong liking to Courtland Sutton. I'm going to kind of spice this up a little bit. First, let me tell you if there's anything that you're getting out of this video, that you're getting good product, good advice, and it's worth it to you, please take the time to press the like button. It's free of charge. It don't cost anything. You don't have to put no quarters in the slide or anything. And it lets me know that I'm doing a good job. and you guys appreciate the content. So, press like and comment, All right, so back at it. I'm going to do a double up. I don't believe in Denver's passing game. Drew Lock, they got Teddy Bridgewater around there, and they're fighting for the job. But Drew Lock is erratic. I don't trust anybody that has Drew Lock throwing the ball. They might be decent if Teddy gets it, but we're not going to trust Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy. A lot of people up on Jerry Jeudy. I'm not. He don't offer enough upside for me. Plus, he dropped a lot of balls last year. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone real quick. Juju. Juju's the third option on Pittsburgh. I almost think he even played in the preseason game, the first one. They was going to let him walk. He went and looked at, I think, Kansas City, and maybe another team. And he decided to come back to Pittsburgh because, I'm so loyal. He that little Juju and do all that dancing and stuff like that. Tom and the rest of them dudes, they don't like that around there. Juju, he was supposed to have been the man. And he just hasn't been. Juju is a red. Do not draft Juju Smith-Schuster. Okay? I don't care about his bike getting stolen and getting found and none of that crap. All that drama. We're not picking Juju. He might score. He might have a decent season, but it won't have any ceiling to it, okay? Third option, and he's not an option with us in the flawless fantasy football community, all right? Robbie Anderson. He played with the Jets. Now he's back, he was last year, he was with Carolina. Was he with Carolina last year? All I know is this. Yeah, he was on the last year because that just shows to show you when certain wide receivers are in my dead zone, they're like out of mind, out of sight. Or out of sight, out of mind. They out of both. I don't take talent to these people. He had a little hot streak, but then he sent it off. You can't depend on him. Plus with Sam Darnold over there, I'm gonna give him a red. Just like I gave his counterpart a red in the 13 through 24, DJ Moore. I don't trust Darnold, plus they're going to throw a lot to McCaffrey. So they'll just be out there running routes for, for the damn health and stuff. So Tyler Boyd, another Cincinnati player, he's the slot guy. Red. PPR safe guy. Offers minimal touchdowns appeal. Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks been in the league such a long time. You got Tyrod Taylor throwing them rock over there. Texas in complete rebuilding mode. He might be fine as a wide receiver 3 in this category. Low end, maybe 30, but I don't want those type of players on your rosters. No. Now you say, look at all these reds. Right, because we're further down the list, and that's just how it works. I had a lot of work to do today, guys. I had to go to a business meeting. That's okay, kind of, see me kind of a little, not my regular, just comfort t-shirts on, but it is what it is. So you got no to Brandon Cooks. He the only weapon on the team pretty much, but he gets injured too. You know what I'm saying? Plus Tyrod don't really throw it down the field like that. And that's what a lot of Brandon Cooks make his heyday, deep passes. So they kind of just don't work out. They playing games with the running backs over there in Texas. Stay away from everything Texas. DJ Shark gets a red for me. Baby shark, 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 baby shark, 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 shark. That's what the people say about DJ Shark. Grown ass men acting like little kids. It's cute and everything, but DJ Shark is not the number one. If you watch any of the preseason and have any type of understanding about football, you know that Marvin Jones is, because that regime brought in Marvin Jones. They don't like DJ Shark. Okay? I believe they like Laviska Shenault better than they like him. And he's just going to be the odd man out. He'll be running routes for his health. He might have a game or two. Not enough to put in your lineup. Deebo Samuels, my beloved Niner, he be having health problems. I don't think he's not the number 1 or number 2 option. But Kyle Shanahan's an offensive genius. So he'll have some good games. He might end up somewhere in this range. I'll give him yellow. Not somebody that I'm necessarily picking, because I like more consistent upside. But it's not really determined who's going to truly be the number 1, but I believe it's Ayuk. But you never know if Jimmy I believe Jimmy Garoppolo is going to play his behind off this year because he knows if this, as soon as he touches the bench, he's done. And you never know who Trey Lance is going to take to. You know what I'm saying? But so I believe he'll take to the wide receivers more than he takes to Kittle. So that's my top 36, 25 through 36. And I'm going to do the next 12 here in a second. Getting kind of a little warm in here. Getting kind of excited. Got to take off this. I'm going to just take off the shirt. I got an undershirt on under. Just give me a second. Yeah. Yeah, hold on real quick while I change the board. Okay, man, look, y'all got to chill, man. Y'all got to chill. So, look, I'm about through with these shenanigans. I don't know so much 49er repping I can do. I don't know so much apparel I got. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But, okay, we're going to finish this up. I got the next list up here. We're going to pretty much rapid fire through it because you're going to have a boatload of this. We got Will Fuller. Will Fuller. Played with the Texans last year. Had a hell of a season. He had actually got hit with a PED violation. And people were wondering why he stayed healthy like that. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Allegedly. I guess you got to say allegedly a lot of times. I see a lot of people doing that. But now he's in Miami, expected to be the number one. And I'm not a believer in Tua. It's a bad pick for Miami. And Tua can't keep his head up. He's so short. He's like a Russell Wilson, but don't have the mental capacity. And he don't know how to keep his head up and look downfield. So, yeah, he won't be throwing many bombs to Fuller because that's all Fuller specializes in, really, for the most part. And also, I don't believe in the passing game at all. So I'm going to get a Devontae Parker right down here as well because he's the consensus, 48. All right? Now we got Devonta Smith. He's the rookie wide receiver for Philadelphia Eagles. You got Jalen Hurts over there. I'm going to tell you about this dude. He might blow. He was supposedly the best wide receiver in the draft, supposedly. One of the, he had a hell of a, he had the rookie, he had the best wide receiver in the best wide receiver award, whatever that award called last year. He did something, but I just don't trust him because he's too skinny in the glass. He was already hurt. He might shake a little something. They're going to be terrible this year, though. I don't want him. He might blow up. I ain't touching him, and I wouldn't advise you because I just think he glass. Let me say something. You're not going to hit on all. Nobody hits on all, but I don't want to set no landmines out there for anybody, okay? And that's not what I'm about doing. So I'm only going to endorse certain people, just that simple. And you can draft these people all across the board. So if it's somebody that I just don't feel comfortable giving a yellow to, which is my middle ground, I'm not going to do it. Period. Point blank. Antonio Brown, number 39. Word was today that Antonio Brown got in a fight with somebody from the Texans, took his helmet off and hit him or something like that. A crazy guy got escorted off the field. Seems like he's going back to being the same old Antonio Brown. Seems like it's a little bit too good to be true. I don't know if they're going to let him go or not. So if they let him go, red. If they don't, give him a yellow. I'm going to give him a yellow. But I damn don't want to give him a red. But if they keep him, he's going to outperform the red and going to be solid. So I'm going to give him a yellow. But if they cut him, this is a red. Let me say that now. If they cut him, he is a red. That means don't touch him. Don't touch him with your homeboy thing. Okay? All right. Landry. Landry's a solid player. He's the number one wide receiver on his team. Not Odell Beckham Jr. To you people enamored with the catch, I'll give him a yellow. He would never have that top end being like a wide receiver overall number 15. He don't have that in his outcomes, in his range of outcomes. Because that team, Cleveland, is so run heavy. But He's a legitimate strong low-end wide receiver too, maybe 23, 24, and end up in the upper 30s. I can see that. But and the only reason they got him this far down is because of Odell Beckham Jr. But really, if they did it right, Odell Beckham would be here, and he would be where Odell Beckham is, which is 27, I believe that's what it was, or something like that. Curtis Samuel, he came over from the Panthers. He was a slot guy, kind of gadgety guy, coming over to Washington where the Fitzmagic is. I just think that he got such a good defense. I'm not going to endorse Samuel. He could be fine. He could be real good, but he's not the number one receiver on the team. And I don't think he had the most targets, and I don't think that team's going to throw much. Plus, Fitzmagic never does nothing for a whole season. So if Fitzmagic go back to crapping, the whole offensive scheme, passing game goes down. Don't pick him. Laviska Shenault, he's very going to be touchdown dependent. He's kind of like the across the middle guy. Marvin Jones, pretty much, he's not that. I don't believe in DJ Sharp, but I'm not a big component of the quarterback over there either. So everybody else is on this jock. I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, forgive me, but it is what it is. Y'all can like Trevor. I think it'd be good, but it won't be great. All right, so it is what it is. Laviscus, I just can't see him as an every week starter. Damn, but he might score 10 touchdowns. I'm not gonna endorse him though. Red, like they're bleeding. Mike Williams, 43. Let me tell you something. You know what Mike Williams remind me of? He's kind of like he's kind of that wide receiver I don't say we all, a lot of us want so bad to pop and beat a bomb. You know, because I don't believe in their so-called number one receiver over there. I don't believe in him. But Mike Williams could take that next step, man, but he's so glass, though. But I get another nugget about that, a deep sleeper. Be another wide receiver on that San Diego. But I don't. It's in his range of outcomes to have a great year because he could ascend while the predetermined number one to get pepper all the peppers, or the targets, is on the decline. So I'm going to give Mike Williams a yellow. Mind you, if I do pick him, I would be picking him as my wide receiver 4. I don't pick a lot of wide receivers because I believe in league-winning running backs. And a lot of the times, people usually have to start two wide receivers. So I don't understand in leagues, especially PPR leagues or whatever. For the most time, people have to start 2 wide receivers, but they have like 7 wide receivers on the team. Like, that's dumb as hell. I'd rather have 4 wide receivers on my team, tops, if I got to start 2. I have 4, but I'd rather have 7 running backs. That's more of a chance that I can use one of those stud running backs to put in my flex. So I have 2 solid running backs and then put a strong running back, a flex in, a league-winning flex, a running back as my flex. And that's where you get your money at. Not by putting a wide receiver in your flex, man. Let's not do that. I hate that. That's the dumbest thing ever. I don't care if he's in the PPR. See, PPR clowns right there. Micah Gallagher. I'm going to be honest with you. There is a chance he could be the number 2 receiver on that team. He's in the contract year. Supposedly not going to be back there next year. And I think he can do fine, but I don't want my people drafting Michael Gallup. And the other 2 boys over there are too expensive. But they're going to get more looks considering everybody's healthy. So I don't want you picking Michael Gallup. But one of them can easily glass out because one of them already is. And he can get a lot more reps. But let's just not do that. Corey Davis, no. He had a great year with Tennessee. A very good year with Tennessee. Not great. Year with Tennessee last year. He got paid, went to the Jets. We're not going to trust his rookie quarterback, which is Zach Wilson. We're not going to do that. I don't think he's even going to get the most targets coming into the year. Mike Thomas. Look at him all the way down there, 46. People picked him. I'm not going to say anything because somebody watching this video know what I'm talking about. Picked him first round in the PPR when I pleaded for him not to do it. But guess what? He learned his mistakes and he's going to trust the process like I expect y'all to this year and reap plentiful. Michael Thomas, we've seen the best of Michael Thomas. When people reach their pinnacle years like that, especially wide receivers, they rarely go back to that. Okay? So I don't care what any of it happens. I don't care if you come back week 5 or week 55. Do not draft Michael Thomas. Okay? Do not. Look, let me move out of the way. So y'all can see all the damn, red, yellow, red, yellow, red. Do not draft Michael Thomas. He offers you zero upside. They're playing games over with the quarterbacks. They got Taysom Hill's going to start. He can't throw the damn ball downfield to slant boy. And Winston got the best chance, but I think he don't want to mess. He don't want to play around those. They ain't going to scrub running backs. Scrub quarterbacks. Breeze is gone. He's gone. Kamara's the only one left standing. That's why I don't endorse Kamara. People think Kamara's going to get all that juice. Kamara's going to break, most likely. Okay? But this is a wide receiver show. Just dropping that nugget because nobody else is saying Kamara will not return value. I hate the word value. Kamara will not be a terrible number 3 or number 4 pick. That's my point overall. So I think people need to hear that because a lot of people are going to be in that position to pick Kamara. So Marvin Jones Jr. Look at here. Again, I'm not a Trevor Lawrence endorser, but I do believe in negative game strips for Jaguars. And that regime that's over there now requested this dude, got him over there, so they don't take kindly to DJ Shark. Even Shadoltz is fine, but he's just a slot guy to take a lot of stuff over the middle and do the dirty work. Marvin Jones could be the number 1. Marvin Jones could easily be a solid wide receiver 2, end up like number 24, 23. I like him. I don't know if I'm going to pick him, but if I'm in the right position, I might. But I give him a yellow. If you want to pick Marvin Jones and add depth to your wide receiver bench, you can do that. And I give you my endorsement to do that, but he just don't quite make the green because he's not somebody I want to rely on every week. Greens is who I rely on every week. That's my top 48. There are other guys that we're going to talk about when I make my top 24 because I will only make my top 24 list. We don't need to go that much further down because I'm only concerned about wide receiver 1s and wide receiver 2s. And I'll give you some deep sleepers. People I do believe in that can actually get up into a wide receiver 2 territory, which is 20. That was actually wide receiver 13 through 24. Okay? We don't want our wide receivers to end up wide receiver 37 and 48. That's trash. Because we can find running backs, wide receivers that can match and bring something to the table when we got stud running backs and also a solid quarterback as well, because that's something I endorse. I endorse a solid quarterback. It's a quarterback grouping that I want y'all to pick from, because I'm not one of these late round quarterback guys. Those guys can lose you weeks. Those guys can get crushed by stud quarterbacks in the playoffs. Give you a bad week, then you're done. All right? It's not to say you got to pick a quarterback in the first or second round, third round, because we're not doing that. I'm not endorsing that. Possibly third, but majority of the time, probably 4, 5, 6. You can do that. 7 at the latest. All depending on how your house is running. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to shut it down. Will Fuller got a red. Devonta Smith got a red. Antonio Brown, yellow. Red if he gets cut. Red if he gets cut. That dude's so unpolar. Unpolar. It's kind of like bipolar, but it's my own little twist to it. Landry gets a yellow. Curtis Samuel gets a red. Laviska Shenault get a red. Mike Williams get a yellow. Micah Gallagher gets a red. Corey Davis and Michael Thomas get a red. Go imagine how the mighty have fallen. And Marvin Jones Jr. gets a yellow. Could be a very solid play this year. Very solid. I'll be honest with you. I like him the most on this list. I really do. Like him the most on this list. And Devonta Parker gets a red. Very simple. That's it for my synopsis of what the experts say. I'm going to bring my running back, wide receiver, and quarterback list starting this weekend. Okay? And I'll explain to you why I'm having her. My list is not like the expert consensus ones where they have a 40 to 50% bust rate. No. Okay? I'm going to prove to everyone this year that my ADP list, my list, ADP is average draft position, my list for the top tier positions are more accurate than the people that be on your television and your freaking cell phone. Okay? All right. That's going to wrap it up. Another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. We're going to have that strong content coming. Rankings coming up next. It's going to be some 5-star material. I can't wait to bring it to you. It's going to be an awesome freaking weekend. I got some traveling to do, but I'm going to be doing some YouTube shorts, so y'all pay attention to that too. Okay? All right. Flawless Fantasy Football. Anthony Blake Jr. Let's get it, baby.